Welcome to the SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast. Digital marketing essentials and next-level tactics. From off-site and on-site optimization to persuasive selling and everything in between. You'll learn actionable tips on what it takes to outright and outrank your competition.
Welcome back to another episode of the SEO.co podcast. Today we're wrapping up the series How to Dial in Your Cost Per Lead Using CPC. Let's jump right in with the question. What cost can you bear per new lead? After calculating the amount from last episode, you can spend to convert a lead into a new customer, work backward, and figure out the cost you can bear to achieve this. In an ideal world, we could consider the possibility of finding new customers out of all the leads, but those who have chased leads know how hard this can be. Use the following formula to calculate the amount you can spend on every new lead. Parenthetically, monthly sales closed over monthly leads times profit of a customer equals maximum cost per lead. In the hypothetical scenario posed here, if you get 250 leads every month and close 50 out of those, you can spend $26 on every lead, 130 times 50 over 250. If you spend more, you'll lose money on each customer. In addition, running and tracking metrics on a remarketing campaign means bounced traffic may not yet be a complete loss to you. Even though you know your budget for a customer, it doesn't solve the mystery of how much your target CPL should be, which ultimately comes down to your business goals. Understand what your ultimate goal is. Is it to make tremendous amounts of money or reel in potential buyers by showing you can get customers? The target CPL for both cases will be different because you should be prepared to have some loss initially in the former case so you can build a solid customer base. Here, you will have a profit margin that is lower than the target CPL. Of course, this is not a recommended business practice, but it is a clear indication of the importance of using the optimal CPL according to your goals. So what happens with customers of unequal worth? Now, we figured out how much you can and are willing to spend on your target cost per lead. Let's get to an essential part of this process. All the customers are not worth that exact cost. Using the average CLV to choose a target CPL is a great approach, but what happens when you find more valuable customers to your brand? In this case, you have to assess what the right CPL will be according to the different customer types. Let's look at the Acme Widgets case because they sell the best widgets and their average CLV is a whopping $24,000. If you use the previous hypothetical scenario calculation with a 24,000 mean LTV, a high acquisition cost per lead will be affordable for you. However, it helps to know what types of buyers you have. In the case of Acme, there are 3 critical types of buyer personas, including Widgets Classic, Widgets Pro, and Widgets Infinity, with average LTVs of $1,750, $72,000, and $1.59 million, respectively. These buyers with different LTVs enable you to spend differently on them. You can spend much more on Widgets Infinity leads than Widgets Classic on any day. Not only this, your entire marketing campaign varies with the different types, which you'll work on when you decide the optimal CPL. Compartmentalizing leads makes things simpler and enables you to spend wisely than choose some strict acquisition cost. For instance, Classic Pro and Infinity's acquisition costs are $1,000, $12,000, and $202,000 respectively. These different buyer personas will help you understand the amount needed in turning a lead into a customer. This will allow you to be more strategic in your approach towards the right CPL. For instance, an Infinity customer may require a target CPL that is 80 times more than that of a Classic customer, but the higher cost shouldn't budge you too much as Infinity would be a lot more profitable in the long term. If Acme Widgets would have stuck to an average figure to spend on every new lead, they probably would have closed most of the channels and ads that got them Infinity leads, which would be detrimental to their business. So in conclusion, for an effective marketing campaign that includes lead generation strategy, you have to invest time, money, and effort to get valuable results. Picking the right target cost per lead requires accurate thought and calculations so you can focus on the customers appropriately and optimize the right aspects of your marketing plan. This is particularly true if you're manually doing the work and not automating your bidding words on PPC. One of the most important things to recognize in this entire process is your business goals and identify the optimal CPL that your campaign requires. Additionally, you have to consider your customer's base to make the right decision. Know the leads you want to focus on because not all of them are the same. Once you have this idea, it'll be easy for you to make an informed decision rather than picking random figures and wasting your time and money. So engage our PPC management services today and find out how we can help you dial in your cost per lead. Thanks again for listening to the SEO.co podcast. We'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you for joining us on the SEO.co podcast. We appreciate your time. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show and visit SEO.co for more resources based on today's topic, as well as access to more podcast episodes to help you improve your site's long-term SEO success.